So earlier this week was Halloween and trick-or-treating, and the kids and families cascaded up and down Central Avenue the way they often do. And we, in the way that we often do, had the church doors open. People could use the bathrooms, and we had hot chocolate to keep everybody going as they consumed ridiculous amounts of sugar as they went. And it was a good reminder for me around how we can be a meaningful presence in our neighborhood, because the conversations that occurred in that meeting were oddly profound. Right, there was the normal chit-chat, exchange stuff, thanks for this, but there was also people that were really kind of struggling with things and just needed a place to process. There was people that needed room to sit and find some respite, and there was people that said, well, why are you doing this and why are you here, and wanted to hear more and said they wanted to come on a Sunday and be part of what we are doing here. And it's a reminder for me, and I think for all of us, around what evangelism and hospitality often look like. Look, we often presume that to be evangelistic means we need to invite people to the big thing with the lasers and the lights and the smoke machine, and it needs to be this mind-blowing event. But I don't think that works in today's context or society. I think what it means to be evangelistic is has a posture towards others, where then we make space in our lives and invite them in to see who we are and to see how God has impacted us and what that could mean for them. Right? We're not trying to sell anything. We're not trying to impress people along the way and wow them into Jesus. We are trying to be people of love who show others what that looks like and its import on us, and invite them if they would like to live a life of love as well. And that's marked, again, not with lasers and lights and smoke machines, but through hospitality and space. I think of Josiah's comment from a sermon a number of weeks back where he talked about eating and drinking our way into the kingdom. And that's what I thought of with the cascade of trick-or-treaters. How is it that we as a community are a graceful and gracious place and presence to the folks who are here? How are we people of love who are demonstrated to those around us? It reminds me from the section in John, as Jesus is giving his last disciples, and he's talking about what it means to be a person and what it means to really follow him. And in John chapter 13 and verse 34, Jesus says, "A new command I give you, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. By this everyone will know that you are my disciples, if you love one another." And I think that's the call before us. That's the challenge before us. In today's divided, partisan, contrary, you're with me or you're against me, and I only take care of my tribe kind of world, how can you and I be people of love in the world around us? How can we be hospitable, make space, and be marked by a gracious presence that extends out, that doesn't pick fights and argues, but is an embodiment of Jesus' posture towards hospitality, towards graciousness, and in that then people see the love of Christ and their lives are changed and they join along with what God is doing in this world. That's where it starts. Less around what we do in a big show and more about creating space around coffee to engage with people, around a dinner table, and in those places. So friends, as we function as the church beyond the building, as we live our normal, humdrum, everyday experience lives, how can you be hospitable and gracious? Who can you invite for coffee or over for a meal in order to make space and demonstrate what it means to be a person of love to them, with them, and for them? Grace and peace, friends. Have a good week.